I built a seven-figure brand via course sales and online coaching in under 2 years. And what's crazy about it is that when I started, I had zero audience. And by zero audience, I mean zero audience. I had no YouTube channel, and I think my LinkedIn profile had about 20 friends. So when I say no audience, I didn't have an audience to start with. So what I want to do in today's episode is I want to take you through the 4 core things that I want you to focus on if you're going to build your own seven-figure brand. Now, just in case we haven't met yet, my name is Aaron Young and I'm from Seven Figure Coaching. And what I do here is I share everything that I've learned about creating my own seven-figure brand. And if you'd like to know more about how you can create your own seven-figure brand, what I want you to do is I want you to either follow the link in the description below, or I want you to go to sevenfigurecoaching.co/start. And I do want to stress that's the number 7. So the number 7, sevenfigurecoaching.co/start. And that's where you can access some extra training where I take you through the full steps of not only how to create an audience, but also start that sales process. But right now, as I said at the start of this video, let me take you through how I built my own seven-figure brand in under 2 years with no audience. And what are the 4 things you need to focus on? And the first thing is that you need to focus on teaching people one thing and one thing only. The big mistake when people go into content creation or trying to start their own seven-figure brand is that they go too broad and they instantly think it makes sense. The more things you teach on, the more chance you've got that something will stick and that will be able to generate some momentum. But the actual opposite is true. When I started on this journey, I only taught on Google Ads, and my first YouTube channel, which is now just sitting just under 100,000 subscribers, it's only about Google Ads. That's the only thing we teach on. Now, the reason why I started that channel was because I had been involved in digital marketing for over 15 years. I built my own business. I then went into consulting. I then had a boutique agency, and I was doing all of the different parts of the digital marketing cycle. I had experience in everything from social media, not only organic, but also paid, Facebook and Instagram campaigns at that time. I was also doing SEO. I had done some web development. I'd done all of those things, but when it came to teaching people so that I could create my own course sales and online coaching business, I only focused on one discipline, and that was Google Ads. And the reason for why I did that is because before I even started, I really understood this core factor that it's better to start more specific and then get broader as you build up an audience and build up a following. And this isn't something that I've just done. Let's just look at some examples of other people. So for example, Gary Vee. Many of you know he teaches a lot about different businesses and the online sort of way of growing your own businesses and growing your own brands. But he started on YouTube about teaching people wine and how to, how to taste wine. That was where he started. Another person, Alex Hormozi. People know, he's very much big onto building businesses and leadership. Where he started was teaching people how to build a gym. There's a guy that I followed. He may not be as well known as the other two, but his teachings are absolute gold, and his name is Graham Cochran. I bought one of his courses, and it really took me through this process of how to build your own presence online. And he started with teaching people how to make music from home, so how to create their own at-home music studios. So the thing in common with all of these is it's all about starting specific, starting with that one skill set that you know that you can teach people, and then from there you can get broader. So when you start, the first thing, don't start broad, start specific. Start on a single thing that you know that you can bring value to and you can teach people. Second thing you need to focus on is that you want to focus on answer-based content. And what I mean by that is that once you've selected the topic that you're going to speak on or the area that you're going to speak on, you then look at focusing on answer-based topics. So it's a similar concept again. Rather than going really, really high level, you're getting really, really practical. The real trick in this is wanting to find what are people searching for? So what problems are they facing in this area or this business niche or whatever you're teaching on? And how do you fix those problems? What is the solution to that problem? So what you're wanting to do here is you're wanting to be super, super practical. Find out their questions and then provide videos that answer those specific questions. I learned this when I was starting my own YouTube channel. We initially did some different YouTube interviews, and the content just didn't work at all. It just didn't rank. We got pretty much 0 views. So what I did was I went back focusing on this answer-based content on the first channel I was talking to you about. We did that for about 2 years, and now we've just released an interview series, and we get really, really good views on that interview series, and it's much broader topics, and it's kind of moving further out, just away from being solely on Google Ads, but it works because we've already built up an audience. So when you're starting, what I really want you to focus on is answer-based content. And a great way that you can do this, and let's get really, really practical because I do want this to be as practical as possible for you. If you use a site, and it's a great site called Answer the Public, if you go to Answer the Public, what you can do is you can put your topic in, and then it spits out questions that people are asking. And the great thing that you can even do is you can even say what platform. So you can do it for Google. I'm pretty sure you can do it for TikTok, but I know you can definitely do it for YouTube. And you can also pick the country. When I was creating my first round of content, I knew my main markets was in America, the UK, and India, and on YouTube. So what I did is I just put in some different topics. It basically gave me a year's worth of content that I could create just based off the questions that people were asking. So first thing is, focus on one thing. The second thing is focus on question answer content. Find out what questions your ideal future clients are searching and then give some answers to those questions. Third thing is, and this is an important one, focus on building a database, not an audience. Now, I know this whole video is built around how to build your own audience, but for me, that's where people get lost. A lot of people, unfortunately, focus on the wrong metrics in their business. They focus on how many views their content got, how many likes their content got, or how many followers their channel has, or how many subscribers they have. Now, I'm not saying that they aren't important metrics, but they're definitely not the most important metric, because the most important metric is how many opt-ins are you getting to your database? And the reason for why this is so important is because that way you can then control and you can own your audience. Because the last thing that you want is that you want to be held hostage by, I was on LinkedIn the other day and I saw someone say that he lost access to his LinkedIn profile, which I didn't even think was possible. And then he saw when he finally got access back to his LinkedIn profile, he'd lost about 6,000 followers, so about 30% of his audience. If you're not growing your own database, you can run into these problems where you no longer own your audience. So that's why you want to make sure that your focus is all about how can you take your viewers to people who are on your database. The best way of doing that is through offering lead magnet. And the great way that you would do this is that, remember how we said to focus on question and answer based content. If you then create some assets, so it could be an ebook download, it could be a teaching guide, it could be an extra masterclass, whatever the situation is, that gives them some extra information to answer that question, but put it behind an email opt-in. That's the easiest way that you can grow your database. So you're offering someone some free high value training in exchange for their email. And that's the best way that you can grow your database. And for me, on our other channel, that's how we still to this date, we're getting over 6,000 new opt-ins to our database every month through running that simple opt-in strategy. And then once you've got those first three focuses done right, in that you're just focusing on teaching on one topic, you're then also focusing on question and answer based content, finding what your goal audience is asking and then creating content to answer those questions. Then you're focusing on building your database. That allows you to come to this fourth important step, which is actually selling your knowledge and doing that through courses or online coaching programs. But remember that this is actually the last piece of the puzzle. The better that you do those first three steps, the easier that this is going to be, because you don't have to be 100% reliant on ads or anything else. Because if you've got a good level of trust with your audience and they trust you because you've helped them, it becomes a really, really easy sales process. So if you're just starting out and you're wanting to create your own 7-figure brand, they're the 4 things that I would be focusing on. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. My name is Aaron Young from 7-Figure Coaching. And remember, if you want to take the learning to the next step, go to 7figurecoaching.co/start. And if you'd also like to know some more about how you can own your own audience, I want you to go through and watch this video right here. Or if you're listening to the audio version, just check the show notes and it'll show you the next step. Thanks again. See you next time.